So today I want to talk about why to be successful in any industry, but especially the music industry, you have to make sacrifices. When I say make sacrifices, that means something in your personal life, in your hobbies, in your relationships. Something is going to suffer because you have to allot that time to doing the grunt work that nobody wants to do to move the goalposts and the chains forward in your career. That's what separates the greats and the legends from the people who are okay or don't make it. It's, are you willing to sacrifice? Are you sacrificing the right amount of time? And are you putting your time and energy and effort into something that's going to move that needle forward? That's all it comes down to, because at the end of the day, talent is just the 1%. The other 99% is doing all that other stuff that nobody wants to do, because when you do that, you advance forward while everybody else gets caught behind. And the biggest mistake that you can fall into, and I implore you not to fall into this trap, is thinking that you're working hard because you're doing things, but it's actually not making progress. So a classic example of that would be you're working on a mix down for 4 months. You're tweaking the snare EQ over and over and over again, and you think that you're working hard. You think you're putting all this effort into your music, but what are you really doing? You're procrastinating. You're procrastinating on your career, because all that time that you're spent convincing yourself, you're convincing yourself that I'm getting all this work done, but really you're just keeping yourself busy. It's like busy work that they used to give you in school so the teacher could just relax for a minute. Oh, yeah, just fill out this worksheet. It's the same thing. It's just busy work to make you feel like you're getting all this work done, but you're actually not doing anything to progress forward. That's the biggest difference. Are you putting the time into things that are tangibly moving your career forward, or are you just wasting your own time pretending you're busy and hiding behind excuses? That's what the sacrifice to work metric breakdown comes out to. What time are you putting into what tasks that actually give you results? So, an example of what to actually do is you can mix down that song 4, 5, 6, 7 times, version 8, version 12, 4 months, 5 months, or you can create 12 pieces of content around the song as it stands right now. Whatever the version of the mix that you have is right now, create 12 videos around that mix, put them out on social media, and see, does anybody even care? That's putting time, energy, and effort into a side of your career that will move the needle forward. Because you'll either A, best case scenario, get movement, fans, comments, reaction, or you'll get no reaction, which saves you time, because now you know I don't have to keep working on this song. Nobody cares about it. I didn't even get any comments, or I got like one hate comment and no positive comments. And on top of that, you're also learning what content styles don't probably work well for your page. So doing things and putting time into things that are going to actually provide you with data publicly is always going to trump doing the things in silence that convince you that you're busy without actually doing the stuff that progresses forward. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but we're going to keep saying it until it sinks in, because I promise you this is so, 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 so important, more important than probably anything else in your career. Every time that you sit down, whether it's an hour, 4 hours, 8 hours straight, if every second is spent doing things that will actually provide value to your career long term, you will win. But if you waste your own time and convince yourself that you're busy, and then you look back and it's been a year and you didn't even put out any songs and you posted 3 times on social media, was that year really well spent? Oh, I worked all those hours. But what is there to show for it, right? So the sacrifice part of this equation, and what I really wanted to talk about today, is understanding that something is going to have to suffer. There's no way to possibly balance a day job, content, music, life, personal life, family, kids, relationships, all of that stuff. Something is going to suffer. So I implore you to really spend a week before you dive into this. So here's the homework, right? Dive in for a week into your normal week routine and document everything, right? Here's what I did Monday from the time I woke up. Every 30 minutes, write down what you're doing. At the end of the week, look back and break down and see, okay, here's my entire week from last week. Here's all the time I spent, where I spent it, what can be cut out. Oh, I spent 2 hours Wednesday night watching Netflix. I can cut that down to 15 minutes and spend that additional hour and 45 on content, on songs, on learning, right? Okay, on Friday, I played FIFA Xbox for 4 hours. That could easily be cut down to 30 minutes. And see how I'm saying, not saying to cut things out totally, but just cut down and then repurpose that time into things that are going to move the needle forward. Something's going to have to be sacrificed. Something is going to have to suffer. So when you can look and break down your week and see, here's all the time I spent and where I spent it, and now I understand what I can, like a stock, divest from and then reinvest into something else, you'll be able to optimize your schedule to actually get things done and to actually, guess what I'm going to say again, do tangible things that move the needle forward. This has got to be probably my most redundant video ever, because I cannot stress how important it is to make sure that no time is wasted in everything that you do on the content side, on the music side, on the learning side. Especially don't fall in the trap of watching these YouTube tutorials for 4 hours, and that's just procrastinating over actually doing it yourself. The YouTube tutorial trap is another big one. Oh, I'm going to watch 50 producers tutorials and then I'll start working on my song. And now you're just fatiguing your eyes, fatiguing your brain. The blue light's wearing you out. And now you're not even going to work on your own song. If it wasn't this important, and if this wasn't something I wish so dearly that I knew so much earlier, because it is a life-changing thing, I wouldn't keep harping on it. But I promise you, this is game changing when you can allot time to the things that work and that help, and you can sacrifice in the areas and look at your schedule and break down and see, these are all the things I can cut down on and repurpose into these avenues. You will see success and the needle will move forward. I promise. This was another crazy rant video. So any thoughts, comments, concerns, let me know in the comment section. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. We drop 3 videos a week, and I will catch you on Monday. Peace.